Today, we'll cover a case that led to the tragic demise of the beautiful businesswoman Monica Kimani. Thank you and welcome to the Nerves Unveiled family. Subscribe and share for more stories and updates to come. In this video, I'll attempt to explain in detail how Miss Maribe, perhaps unknowingly, got involved in the mischievous deeds of the bad boy lover. A question many people find themselves asking is, was she truly innocent or was she an accomplice? Were there any obstructions of justice or maybe even a miscarriage of justice? Let's figure out what really happened on the 19th of September 2018 that directly led to the murder of Monica Kimani. Before I proceed, some names of the family and friends who are involved in the case wish to stay anonymous, and they have been redacted so as to comply with their wishes. Without further ado, let's get into it. Today's case takes us to Lemuria Gardens Estate, Kilimani, Nairobi, Kenya. Millionaire businesswoman Monica Kimani had just arrived in the country from South Sudan and is looking to enjoy a warm, cozy night with her lover, Mr. Joseph Irungu, infamously known as Joey. Unbeknownst to Monica, Joey is in a high-profile relationship with one JACKIE MARIBE, engaged actually, and of course that does not bother Joey at all. No, he wants to have his cake and eat it too. He borrowed Maribe's silver Toyota Allion, using his fiance's car to go see the woman he is having an affair with. He makes his way to Monica's apartment, parks the car at a nearby petrol station with his friend Orlando Jennings, who also happens to be a cop. Here, it can be concluded that what he is about to do was premeditated, as he took steps to ensure that he would remain anonymous and that the car wasn't within CCTV range. He also dressed in jeans, a grey hoodie, and a hat, trying to masquerade himself. This, along with the fact that Orlando testified in court that Joey was carrying a concealed firearm belonging to one Brian Kasaine, indicated premeditation. Now, Joey produces a fake ID at the gate, identifying himself as Dominic Harun Bisera. He is let in without any qualms. Hastily, he made his way to the apartment only to find Monica with her two neighbors, just chilling and catching up. She introduced him to the neighbors. They had a few drinks and talked some more, and at around 9 p.m., the two neighbors left the apartment, leaving the lovebirds to their business. Poor Monica probably just wanted to lay and get some rest, as she had been on a busy schedule and was expected to be in Dubai the next day to meet her fiancé. This was her time to ease up from the stresses of work and have a good time. Unfortunately, our antagonist had something else in mind, and there was nobody around to stop him. The details of what happens next is unknown, as only two people witnessed it, one of them being dead, and the other still claims innocence to this day. However, with the technological advancements in science, forensic experts were able to piece together what they believed could have happened based on DNA and other forensic evidence. They analyzed that Joey somehow managed to get Monica into her bathtub willingly and then violently slit her throat. He spent the next few hours trying unsuccessfully to clean up the crime scene, and at 2 a.m., he phoned his neighbor Brian Kasaine, who lived in Royal Park Estate, where Joey and Maribe lived, or rather, where Maribe housed Joey. Remember, the firearm he had allegedly belonged to Kasaine. He phoned Brian to borrow some paraffin, gas, or anything flammable, which he obviously said he doesn't have, especially at that time of the night. Brian testified that Joey sounded odd and hyper. It indicated that he wanted to cover up the crime. It is unknown what Joey did next, but CCTV caught him at around 3:35 a.m. driving away from the apartment in Maribe's silver Toyota. It seems like Orlando had suspected his friend was up to no good and drove the car to the apartment to wait for him. This ruined Joey's plans of not being captured by CCTV. He dropped off Orlando at Ngara and proceeded to Club 4040 in Westlands. There, he met up with JACKIE MARIBE and her friends, and after a few more drinks, they made their way to their home in Royal Park Estate, Langata. The story of this crime has been romanticized by many as some sort of Bonnie and Clyde story where two lovers deeply fall in love, commit a crime together, and go down together, each never turning on the other. So how did Bonnie meet her Clyde? JACKIE MARIBE barely needs an introduction. She was the face, voice, and image of primetime television at her peak. Years of hard work had led her to the upper echelon of society. Money and fame was coming in by the boatload. Suitors of high value were all over her. She even found herself in a relationship with another A-list Kenyan celebrity and comedian, who allegedly fathered her child. Later, she and Joey met in 2017, when Joey was working as a security guard for then Taita Taveta Women Representative, Joy Slay. They bonded over drinks, which seems to be a recurring theme in this story, and they were quickly engaged in just a few months. It was a whirlwind romance. JACKIE was swept off her feet by the wannabe bad boy, who was smitten with her as well. The couple was in love and very public with their romance. No spousal abuse has been reported. This seems pretty normal, and while JACKIE doesn't seem to have any major PTSD or lingering violent issues. Quite the contrary, in fact. She revealed on an appearance at the Carol Mandy show that she appeared in a Hollywood movie, The Constant Gardener, and got to chat up with A-list Hollywood celebrities, Lupita Nyong'o being one of them. That's every teenager's dream. It is safe to assume Maribe's upbringing was spectacular. However, the same cannot be said for her fiancé at the time. Joey served a significant amount of time as a security guard in the Middle East, which of course is a war zone. Guns seem to be his true love. He can be seen strapped with automatic rifles in many pictures on social media. He is not a stranger to firearms, as Maribe's house help Pamela Kemboi would later testify in court. So, who was Monica? And how does she fit into this Bonnie and Clyde story? As discussed earlier, our Clyde seems to have had another Bonnie on the side, one far wealthier and less famous. He seems to have a type, wealthy and successful independent women who allegedly fund his lifestyle. Monica Nyawira Kimani was born in October 12, 1990, making her only 28 at the time of her murder. As a firstborn daughter, she was smart, ambitious, funny, and school-focused. She met Joey in college through her friend, where they struck up a friendship and later developed a sexual relationship, but they never officially dated. She moved to South Sudan after her schooling to join her father, who was a bishop at this point. Through her father's connections and a South Sudanese governor, she was able to start and run successful businesses, earning millions at her young age. She had just landed in Kenya a few hours before setting up a meeting with Joey, a meeting that she had no idea would be the end of her life. Back to our original timeline, Maribe and Joey had just made it to their Langata home a few minutes past 4 a.m. He somehow managed to change clothes and burn his previous outfit without the knowledge of Maribe. It is at this point that the two retire to bed for the night. Back at the crime scene during the day, Monica's brother George Kimani had been trying to reach his sister on phone, but was getting no response. She had missed her flight to Dubai. After calling their mother and realizing that she too could not contact Monica, he had to act fast. Deeming this as odd, he decided to go to the apartment himself, and he was there by 11:30 a.m. George testified that the apartment was locked from inside, and it took effort from himself, a neighbor, and the caretaker to knock the door down. It was a really horrifying scene. He found his sister's lifeless body in the bathtub. The perpetrator had left the water running. Her legs and hands were bound. Her mouth was tied shut, and she had a deep wound in the neck caused by a knife, which led to her demise.